Hi everyone, this is Noli with loopysheetcrochet.com. Today we're going to learn how to make a single crochet stitch. We're going to just make a small swatch of 10 single crochet across and 10 up. That'll give us a nice little square. So to start, I have my slip knot on my hook. If you don't remember how to make a slip knot, you can take a look at the post that I recently made on my blog. It's at loopysheetcrochetblog.com, and I walk you through how to make a slip knot. So with your slip knot on, we're going to make a foundation chain of 10. Now to chain, I also have a blog post on that. I can walk you through it again though. We're going to yarn over our hook, grab it, and bring it through. Now make sure that when you're yarning over, that you yarn over the back of your hook. You see how I lay my hook on top of the yarn, and then I kind of grab it and then pull it through. So we just made 2 chains and we want a total of 10. So I'm going to chain 10. If you need to pause the video right now while I chain, I don't want to get ahead of you, so now's a good time to do it. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So now you can see we have 10 foundation chains, and in order to be able to work our single crochets, we're going to have a turning chain because we're going to be working back across this way. So when you make your foundation chain, you go from left to right, and when you work your regular stitches, you're actually going to be working from right to left. So we're going to do a turning chain. It's just the same as a regular chain stitch, but we did 1 turning chain, and that's to give us the height so that we can start crocheting across. So since we did 1 turning chain, we're going to ignore 1 chain. So that's 1 chain that we're going to ignore, moving on to the next one. You see this loop right there? That's where we're going to be working for this row. Okay, so put your hook in, yarn over, pull up a loop. Now you have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, and draw through. That is 1 single crochet stitch. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab my stitch marker, and I'm going to mark this stitch. It makes it easier just for now, until you become a little more familiar with what your stitches look like. It makes it a little easier to be able to tell where you should stop and start. So I put it through, you see how I put it through both of these V's. Let me see if we can get a better picture. I put it through both V's, and that's going to be that's my first stitch of this row. So that's 1. We're going to do another one. Put your hook in, yarn over, bring it through. You have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, and bring it through. Okay? We're going to keep doing that all the way across. I'm going to count out loud, and I think you should too, so that you know once you get to the 10th, that's going to be your very last one. So we just completed 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and here's my last one. You see it's right before this knot. So that's number 10. All right, let me unravel this a little bit. Now that we've completed 10, I'm going to grab my other stitch marker, and I'm going to mark where my row ended. This is going to help me figure out which stitch I actually need to start with once I turn my work. So there's our little baby crochet of 1 row of single crochets. Now remember, we have to do a turning chain in order to get the height to start working back across. So we're going to chain 1. Now we have to turn our work. crochet terms, they say turn. I call it more of a flip. So what we're going to do is just turn it like this. So now you're looking at the back of what you just did. Okay, remember, since we chained one, we're going to ignore one. So ignore this one. We're going to go right into where our stitch marker is. Now notice I'm working under both V's of that stitch. Can you see that? I'm working under both V's. Okay, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through. Okay, let's undo the stitch marker. And I'm going to place my stitch marker in that first single crochet stitch under both of those V's to remind me where I need to end or start. And I have a stitch counter here. It's actually a row counter, but what it does is it helps me keep track of each one of my rows. So every time I finish a row, I just click it. Now it says 1, so I know I've completed one row. All right, now we're going to finish working our single crochets across. Now a good trick, if you have a hard time being able to tell where to put your hook, tilt your work towards you. Do you see those V's? Now you don't. Now you do. Okay, so sometimes you have to kind of turn your work a little bit, twist it towards you a little bit so you can see those V's. We're going to be going underneath these V's. Okay, so can you see how I went underneath? You can see my hook is right underneath them. That's where that's the proper place to put your hook for a single crochet. So we put it in, bring up a loop, yarn over, bring it through. Complete this all the way across for a total of 10 crochet single stitches. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and you can see where my stitch marker is. That lets me know, hey, this is number 10, stop right here. So I'm going to put my hook in, I'm going to yarn over, bring up a loop, yarn over, bring it through. Don't forget to move that stitch marker. That lets me know where that stitch is, because once we turn, this is going to become my first stitch of my next row. All right, so I just finished a row. I click, I'm going to chain 1 and turn. You see where my stitch marker, let me see, my stitch marker goes right through that last stitch. That lets me know where to do my first stitch. So remember, since we chained 1, we're going to ignore this little guy right here, and we're going to go straight into this one. Okay, and that's 1. Move your stitch marker. Oh, mine got caught. Okay, I got it. And we're going to go back across. Now remember, you're going to do single crochet, 10 single crochet across, and then when you get to the end, move your stitch marker, chain 1, and then you're going to flip it. All right, do that for a total of 10. So right now you can see we've done 2, and I want you to get to 10. All right, thank you.